Do I know if I'm going? We're going. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue playing so the sound sense will launch. Or yeah, I named the YouTube playlist Teothaton. So I remember in my brain which one is which. The little aluminum bar next to ear headset. Um, it caused some reverberation, and that's loud. So I don't know what balancing is like. This everything's new. We're going to figure it out on the fly. So I had off camera. Hi, Kaz. Off camera made this happen, where I came up and built some floors over this to try to crawler-proof my fortress, my barracks. And we were almost done with it. However, something exciting almost immediately happened. Did it show up in the alerts? Yes. The Eden Abli Enlarial Otzi Cass has come. That's a long name for an Etten. A giant humanoid monster with 2 heads. Well, since we do have some kind of a... Can I find him? He's over here. Okay, so we could try fighting the Etten. That's something we could maybe do, but it would not be a very good idea. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go to M and A for alerts. We're going to go to Siege. Our squads are not active during Siege yet, so they should move inside. Because we're going to show off what one of the problems with the game, and we're going to show it off with man, my squads are... We're going to manually move our squads inside. So we're going to go to squads, A, and we're going to move them here. And B, we're also just going to move them. Because we don't actually want to fight this Eden. Okay, let's go to the Eden. We have a lot of Polts. Let's D to go to. We can hit F to follow. Here he comes. Oh boy, I wonder what's going to happen. Oh. Hi, Drumcan. So, here's one thing. A lot of monsters in this game are, can be captured by, by cage traps. Cage traps are extremely overpowered. I made a military because we're going to have to rely on more than cage traps in the future. But even the mightiest of most of the mightiest of monsters can be captured in a simple wooden cage, including this Etten. You recently started playing the game. This is a difficult game to get into, but a fun one. This is a well-crafted Etten female cage, macadamia wood. Okay. So we can go here. We can go to We can go to inactive training. Go to squads. Can cancel station. Now everything's back to normal. Unsuspend that. Go to get them reworking on removing those. Although one thing we should do, if I have the wooden blocks for it, is to continue flooring this in. If I put a floor over these fortifications, it'll keep my dwarves from climbing over the fortifications. Music sounds loud. Yeah, the it wasn't the interface for the ASCII. I couldn't understand the default color scheme. I don't even know you could. Didn't even know you could change the color scheme in this this game. Okay, we're gonna go to floor, box select, and we're gonna build a floor out here. And we're running low on blocks. Yeah, you want to floor over these fortifications because your Mark's dwarves are very stupid. And if you order them to stand on the... Why is that wood? Oh, it's nuts. Okay, that's nuts. Hello, Terrify. Oh, it's text file you can play RGB values into. That makes sense. This game's very customizable. So these are fortifications. These lined walls here. Our Mark's dwarves can shoot through them. But your Mark's dwarves have a bad habit of forgetting their Mark's dwarves, because you can also use crossbows as maces. And your Mark's dwarves, in their infinite wisdom, will, after they run out of ammo, climb over the fortifications. They will fall they'll fall 3 or 4 layers down, break their legs, but they'll climb over and jump to the floor in an attempt to fight the goblins. I'm going to actually wait until I have more salt blocks going. We also my gambit worked, but not for the creature I wanted. Because down here, we've captured a giant cave swallow. Which, a giant cave swallow wasn't... The last time, I guess I can explain with a preamble, I built a entrance into the caverns, blocked it off with a wall, lined it with traps, built a cabinet out into the caverns, and surrounded it with cage traps. Because some critters out here love to destroy furniture, and they will come to attack the cabinet. They just hate that cabinet, and they'll become captured in the cage traps in the attempt. I had done this to capture alligators, but instead we captured a giant cave swallow, which is also a useful creature. So one thing I need to do as well is remove this wall. I'm going to rebuild it to try to get my thing going back up. And we may as well also pull this lever and collect the cave swallow. But we have a new task. We've captured a creature. We've captured a... we've captured that Cyclops. No, Etten. It was an Etten. We have to find out a way to dispose of our Etten. And I think to do that, we're going to come down a few layers. We'll come down to this layer to build first part of it. Doesn't have to be 3 wide, 1 wide for now. Dig out here. And we're going to build a room that is 6 by 9. And while that is very nice, it is also to a purpose. Guess we're going to make a special stockpile in because we're going to channel down here. And we'll do it, we'll do this 1 layer at a time so we don't goof. So we're building out a 6 by 9 room with every square in the room is touching a pit. petitions available? Not yet. Somebody pulled this lever yet? No. Somebody will get around to it eventually. And the cage traps will keep us reasonably safe. And where'd all these dead yaks come from? So we'll let our dwarves are training. They're actually using their that's also one thing I'm going to do. We're going to go down here. We're going to build a workshop. We're going to build a crafts dwarf shop, I think. Go ahead and build it here. We'll build it out microline. Because we're going to have somebody produce training bolts for our dwarves. What was that? No, really, what was... So odd. Don't know what they... I don't know if this gate is raised or not. There might be items out here they want to collect. Okay, somebody is collecting the giant cave swallow. We have people hard at work in our... I guess I can go over the fortress for new people. Hello, Mastaza. So here's our fortress. We're in a place there it's basically warm year-round. We have one source of water over here. I've cage trapped it trying to catch some animals, but we haven't really seemed to catch any yet. Ooh, a giant olm. A giant olm is a giant axolotl, or hell... What do they call axolotl? Hell... I don't know. What if I Google amphibian hell? Hellbender. They're sort of like either hellbenders or axolotls. Anyways, so we got our fort outside. Comes out here. I've built some outside barracks. www.amphibianhell.com. Some outside barracks. The barracks are open air, so that our military dwarves are training in the sunshine to reduce their cave adaptation. They have some fortifications up here from which to fire. And I have these two rooms here that I have actually walled off at current. I'm going to have to build some entrances to these. I'm going to use for storage. These two rooms here. And then the entrance of the main entrance of the fort is this column here. These are my old barracks. I'll have to find something with them later. You have 3 guard dogs that'll keep kobolds from sneaking by. And our main entrance. And up here, I've carved down a ramp that goes down to our storage area so that the traders can get in. And here you can see our stalwart heroes have put our Etten in the animal stockpile. Our pasture and farms. It looks like we need more bags. I'll have to get on that. We'll have to make some more bags. So here's our farms, and then here's our pastures. Have indoor pastures because of the fungus. We have a little bit of line of defense where we have this area here that prevents our central staircase from being the outside. We have, this is our workshop area, mostly up here. I kind of have it split up into, this is for stonework. This is for looms and clothier and leatherworks. Then down here we have the woodworks where we have ash burning, soapery. I'm gonna make a woodcraft shop here, and we also have a carpenter shop. Thanks for the sub, Hard Dorothy. Yeah, I might do Bloodvember for April. It depends on how things going on. By the way, if everybody can tell me how the audio is, this is a new headset. Help paid for by you at home. Then down here we have our ironworks, where we have a bunch of smelters and some blacksmith forges that are powered by magma. Because this map has a volcano on it. Dug a channel that channels the magma underneath our ironworks to fuel our furnaces. Audio good? Well, thank you. Loving this audio. I bought this headset specifically because A, it was reasonably priced, and B, what I always do is I just Google like best whatever for price 2019 or whatever year it is. This one had came up as being recommended specifically for the quality of its microphone, which I've been frustrated with my previous microphone for sounding like butts. I had blown it out after years and years of yelling into it. Yeah, we've got our magma forge. We have an area down here for the storage of stones we want. Could be a little louder. I can do that relatively easily. I'll turn the levels from 50 to 57. And then we can see if that is appropriate. I have to do these by a scooch. So we got our storage area here. These green things are turtle shells. Shells are a rarity in Dwarf Fortress, and it turns out our ponds have shells in them. Probably make a secondary ammo stockpile. So let's make a pile E for ammo, and we'll just make this one this. And yeah, this one's going to specifically be not wood or bone. And we are going to remove all the bins from it. I don't know if they fixed that yet, but storing ammo in bins can cause problems. Here's our main quarters area, our dining room. This is our temple. We have a well over here. We have a hospital. Here's food, and then here's booze storage. Here's our chicken coop. It currently has hundreds of babies in it. Right next to the kitchens, we have our tavern, has some inn rooms. Here's our mayor's office down here, other offices. I need to make a library. We might make a library this time around. There's living quarters. I like this sort of layout. Person who lives in this house, or this apartment, gets to live right next to the well. How long have you been playing this fortress for? What number of stream is this? What stream? I'd say we are a little over 8 hours into this fortress. I think we've been playing for 2 in-game years. Down here, okay. They've mined this out. And what we're going to want to do is go to... So we're going to want to go to designate and smooth. I want to smooth these. So much, in fact, that I'm going to go here, and we're going to go to X. I'm going to remove the designation from this. Yeah, I think I had my engraver hard at work engraving everyone's bedrooms to increase their value. Okay. We're going to go to the... not that. We're going to go to U, M, for manager, and we're going to make rock hatch. We're going to make 6 rock hatch covers. The heck is that? Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, seems like our boys have filled up our cage trap, so let's go ahead and pull this lever again. So we should have a giant cave swallow. That message spam is going to get to me. The milker has given birth to a baby girl. How nice. Oh yeah, they're storing all my crossbow bolts down here. And the message spam I'm getting, I think, is actually... somebody tries to pick up a bolt to take it to the stockpile, but someone else has beaten them to it. Okay. So my engraver is hard at work down here. I'm having this stone smoothed for a reason. I'm even going to have it carved with fortifications, because creatures can't climb fortifications. So we're going to carve fortifications and all of this. May as well have my diggers start to work. We're going to make another 6x9. We're actually going to make one here too. Let's think about this a little better. This one I actually want to not dig out any of these. Actually, yeah, we'll not dig this yet. Things are coming along swimmingly. Our military outside training. Oh, yeah, a Fey Mood. I'm not a true Dwarf Fortress player yet. I'm a baby mode Dwarf Fortress player, but we're having a strange mood. Somebody's going to make something cool. Oh, he's claimed the jeweler's workshop. And has already started working on a mysterious construction. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to dig H for we're going to channel again. I think to avoid problems, I'm actually going to cancel all of this. Yeah. This will get my dwarves stuck in a hole for a moment, but that's okay. because what we're gonna do... We're also gonna channel all of this. Ooh, I have to do this careful. I've made a boo-boo, and I'm gonna have to plan around it now. Okay, so here's where I want dug. So that is fine to dig. I can channel this out. And I want to dig this out. Okay. Then I come here. Don't want to dig these squares out. In fact, I don't want to do any of this. I can dig. I don't want to do that. Okay. You have to pussyfoot around when you're dealing with channeling because your dwarves are very stupid and will dig themselves into oblivion. I came perilously close to doing such. Okay. Going to dig H. Just dig. We're going to channel this out one line at a time. I don't want to cause any collapses. Yeah, I don't like this. Ooh, I don't like this at all. We're going to dig and then we're going to channel out. I could have done this so much more intelligently. And you guys, I haven't even told you guys what we're doing yet. Oh, one of our cats has adopted a dwarf. Etter Kingistcross Jeweler has created Umas Istik, a turquoise figurine of Lorsith. Claims it as an heirloom in the name of family ancestor Lay Sprywhip. Let's take a look at that. Let's look at our artifacts. This is a turquoise figurine of Lorsith. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. The item is a masterfully designed image of Lorsith, the deity of caverns, agriculture, and food, depicted as a female dwarf in turquoise by Etter Kingistcross. Lorsith is laboring. This object menaces with spikes of turquoise. Okay, so a cool little religious icon of a fertility cavern goddess made out of turquoise. We'll have to put that somewhere nice for our dwarves to look at. But for now, we can take a look at our other artifacts while we're doing it. We have... what is this? We didn't make this. We didn't make this. Plus it's made out of dwarf bone. Somebody brought this in. We'll have to... Can I find it? Oh, is it forbidden? Yes, somewhere on the map is Itum led the sacrificial rack. The Etten might actually have it. Yeah, the dwarves like seeing artifacts. They do trade for a lot of money. Uh, and artifact, weapon, and armors tend to be pretty good. Oh, this does say craftsmanship. This... Did a human bring pants made of dwarf bones? Or maybe the Etten did. But a human made these, we can tell. But we did make this. Arngir Torish, a cabinet made out of lignite, which is not good. It's made out of coal. And we had rock salt amulet, made of wood and smoky quartz and leather and rock salt, and an image of 2 plump helmets and rock salt. Yeah, we'll have to make a shirt out of human bones. We'll have to find a human to kill. And while I'm doing this, I may as well do this, because we're going to want to be able to go around this. Up at summer. Summer has arrived on the calendar, they say. Oh, and we got the good Dwarf Fortress music. Excellent. And I think I want to go down another floor. And what I'm doing will become apparent in a while. Some of you who are Dwarf Fortress alums might know what I'm doing already, but... also means I want to come down here. There we go. We're going to want to smooth all of this stone. Except for this, we don't need that. Going to build the fortification out of some gneiss. It's a very complicated hole. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. If you channel one layer at a time, you're usually okay. Let's see, since I did this all at once, it's been going fine. DT. This will be our last layer, so we want to remove these ramps. Z. Yeah, remove ramps. I think I'm going to build a little room here. That should be fine. Whole ship is of the highest dwarfness. Look how fast our engraver works. That's what you get when you're a legend. Build some more fortifications. Build this out of gneiss as well. Are we going to get the butt rock again? I'm using a program called Sound Sense to make the music happen. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is, this is going to take the longest amount of time. We're going to make a bridge. I want to make it in here. This is actually going to take a long time to build. I'm going to build a lever. Go ahead and put the lever in here. We do have an atom smasher outside. Somebody has deconstructed it, though. Man, our hunters have killed a lot of yaks. Nope, they're deconstructing the, Are masons all busy? Nope, somebody's coming to destroy this building. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to want to designate smooth all of this as well. And this one, we're going to want to build some doors. We're going to want to build some hatches over these holes we dug. I have one hatch yet left to build. So, this room is going to be a special room. And in fact, I can set up this room already. No, we don't want to. We want a pile. We want animal. We want this to be an animal pile. And we come into here and we disable empty cages. Now let's go to our storeroom. Here it is. Go here and we want to block all except empty cages. This is going to be an empty cage stockpile. And our animals are going to be stored here. Still don't have a hatch. This bridge is going to take forever to build. Human caravan. Excellent. Let's go to here. And let's turn off the trader gate. Because in my storage facility, I have this gate here that'll allow the traders in. Oh, what's this? A giant olm. I'm gonna have to redo this as well. That the cage hasn't been emptied yet means that they've yet to... Okay, I'm gonna leave that giant olm alone. And if anybody gets that giant olm, it means that designate smooth. We're going to want to smooth this as well. And this. We're going to go to designate carve fortifications. Because I don't think anything can climb fortifications. And we want to have this pit be unclimbable. This guy's going to take a million billion years to make this bridge. Okay, our Atom Smasher outside got... what's my Butcher up to? I have a lot of Butchers. Where are these guys all going? Are they all going to go kill Yaks? I don't know. Okay, our hatch cover has been built, so we're going to go to build. Hatch, floor hatch. It must be, they must be moving it into a stockpile. Okay, he clears out all the rocks so he can build the... Oh boy, did you see that message? Chicks have hatched. Are you ready for this room to fill up with chicks? I'm going to go to this pasture and jam in all of these things. Okay. This is going to keep a lot of dwarves, a lot of... Oh god, it happened again. Yep, we have an explosion of birds. In fact, I'm going to go to the food stockpile and start accepting eggs again. So we're not overwhelmed by all of this. We have some kittens running around too. Build floor hatch. Hatch over these holes. And just to be safe, we're going to go to build, no, not that. Build, wrap, cage trap. We're going to build some cage traps. I only have to put 2 here because if anybody escapes from the zoo, they have to go over these traps to be safe. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Fine. While you're at it, you can smooth those floors. I told that guy to smooth everything in there, which included these floors. Our mayor has been reelected. Here's a set of Dwarf Fortress best practices. Yeah, put cage traps in places where you expect monsters to possibly go. Yeah, there's no real optimal... There's optimal things you can do, but there's no way to win. All fortresses end the same way. You will lose. Like, that's... Okay, this door has to be closed. I can pull it. So I can collect this giant olm. Here's the butt rock. Okay, our mason is working hard on building this bridge down here now. Ooh, vampires make excellent mayors and bookkeepers and managers. They tend to get elected. Vampires tend to get elected into positions because they're so old. They've had a lot of time to practice social skills. I thought we had a vampire. Let's look at the dwarf therapist for a second. I thought we had a vampire because we had the biggest red flag for a vampire. Is we had somebody who had... Oh, this person has also killed 102 trolls. That's very suspicious. Because we had Ultar Shed, who isn't a vampire, but she had killed 102 trolls. But Erol must be new. He's also killed 102 trolls. Were these guys in the same... Did they immigrate from the same place? Or... Okay, we're going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go into Dwarf Fortress, and we're going to look for Erol. What's this guy's actual name? Ogsham should get us. Yeah, this guy. And we're going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go over this guy in my cursor, and in DF hack, I'm going to type curse check, which will check to see if this unit is a vampire. Number of cursed creatures on tile 0. So no, this guy's not a vampire. He's just killed 102 trolls. Okay, Erol. You're no longer a farmer. You're joining the squad. You're in the army now, son. Does it say how he killed him? No. His only military skill is X-Dwarf, though. So he had to have chopped them up. Alright, so Erol, you're in the army now. This bridge is going to take a long time to build just because of how big it is. That's right, yeah, here, this Craftsdwarf's shop. It's... How much wood do I have? Is it a lot? Let's make another wood pile. And we have a lot of blocks now, so I can come up here and floor this off. And this will keep our Marks dwarves from leaping to their doom. Strictly speaking, I didn't have to make the innermost walls into, I didn't have to make those into fortifications. Although I guess it might allow them to shoot down here, but I don't know if there's like a minimum angle or not. Anyways. Back to this project. So these fortifications will serve dual purposes. Not only will these keep creatures from climbing, but they should also allow our Marks dwarves to shoot the creatures that are going to end up inside of this place. Because what I've actually been designing this whole time is... Oh, our Mason's getting thirsty. This is going to be a pit zone. And to do that, we're going to come to this door. Keep tightly closed, forbid passage. Tightly closed, forbid passage. Tightly closed, forbid passage. Tightly closed keeps pets from going through, and forbid passage keeps dwarves from going through. But it doesn't prevent dwarves from using the hatch. So here's the goal of this zone. I'm also going to make another activities. I'm going to make an activity zone. Place it over this. And this is going to be pit or pond. And it's going to be a pit. So what this means is that every section of this, every square on this pit is going to be adjacent to a hole, which means the dwarves will take the creature out of the cage, and then throw it down the pit hole at the exact same time. If the creature has time to fight back, like if the dwarf has to drag the creature to the pit to throw it in, then the creature like this Etten we've captured will easily overpower our dwarf and probably kill them. But because they're directly adjacent to the hole, and every square in this room is directly adjacent to a hole, the dwarf will just instantly throw the Etten down the pit. Where they'll fall down this hole, which is covered with fortification so they can't grab it. And also, then they'll fall down this wider hole, and then down this wider hole, and then down here. That shouldn't be sufficient enough to kill the Etten. So the Etten should land down here, probably maybe break its legs, I don't know. If the Etten lives, then I can then have my Marks Dwarf shoot it through the fortifications, which will train their stats. Our Mason has spent so long building this bridge that he's gotten both hungry and thirsty. Where's that happening at? Oh no, something's happened. Our dwarves are hunting downstairs. No, we don't want that. And one of our dwarves has actually went to sleep. What's that troll doing? What's that troll doing? Well, let's kill the troll. Hey, look at our orders. I don't know what mixed food means. The dwarves are just dicking around in the caverns. Are guys actually going to come kill this troll? Let me look at Dwarf Therapist just to see what my military guys are doing. Order, kill. Okay, so yeah, they're coming down here to kill the troll. Some of them should be. Are they? Okay, let's find Erol. Okay, Erol's going down. Kind of a circuitous route. I made it circuitous on purpose, though, just so that creatures that would come up from My masterwork has been lost. Okay. Oh, did somebody die because they were standing on top of the lever when it got on the thing when it got pulled? Let's look. Yeah, I think Detan Moses before was standing on top of the gate when it got activated and was annihilated. So I might have killed one of my own dwarves. Okay, that's on me. Sorry, sorry, Detan Mosipifan. That one's on me. I'll dig a slab in your honor. In fact, let's go ahead and commission that. Let's make a slab. Sorry for that. Somebody will come let you guys out here in a second. Who's in this? We captured the troll. Okay. Somebody pulling the lever? Okay, let's go to yeah. Nobody come out here. You don't fish out here. Why is that dipshit sleeping on the ground? Is there something here that okay, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go in Dwarf Therapist and turn off hunting and fishing for literally everybody. I have grown tired of it finally. I usually turn off hunting and fishing anyways, just because the rewards on it are... The reason to hunt and or fish is to train up... Is you get shells, basically, for fishing, if you're lucky. Oh, what's that? A Rutherer. I don't know what a Rutherer is. But whatever she is, she's been roughed up. Oh, there's multiple of them. Okay. Wish there was a setting I could put somewhere to just... Why has that guy got a chest? Okay, I've got to do this. What are you doing? Okay, somebody hunted a Rutherer. Oh god, that's going to take that person forever. Well, we caught a Rutherer. We might catch another. Okay. What's that? Our giant Olm. Okay. Yeah, so our pit is still going. What are you doing? There's just blood everywhere. I hate hunters. What are you even carrying? A C? Oh, okay. At least I'm catching lots of creatures in the underground. Don't know why they suspended that. Oh! We do have a vampire. Mm-hmm. That's no good. Well, I don't have time to do it that right now. It's probably a, a let's look at dwarf therapist again. Look for anybody with a fair amount of kills. This might be cheating. Ignis Close Boulder. Okay, this person killed somebody in 325. None of the hallmarks of any vampires among our current crew. These guys have killed a lot of trolls, it says. The mouse over isn't actually showing up in obs for whatever reason. This person's killed... has killed a dwarf, but did so 2 years ago. What this probably means is that our vampire is one of our visitors. And they seem to have killed a useless dwarf. Well, let's honor them in the way we've honored everyone. Actually, no. We'll do this the right way. Let's go to our place here. And I've really pooched up my layouts. Of this place. I didn't put any thought into urban planning. It's like I'm Boston or something. So if I'm going to continue out, this is about where I want places, which means I can probably put my graveyard here. Let's find out how feasible that is. Not actually very feasible. Over here is feasible, though. I see that doesn't work out very well. I should also put all of the... Put all these on the same side. I could probably put a deluxe tomb over here and have this be a tomb. You can end up with too many birds, yeah, and it can decrease your frame rate. And since I have to do priorities anyway, I might as well... It's priorities to make my dwarves dig out the graves first. Okay, well, we're gonna get some graves dug out. These are only smoothed and not graved. Very well. Once that person comes back with that Rutherer corpse, we're going to lock up the caverns again. In fact, I can probably set the lever to be pulled now. Okay. Pull the lever. Oh, I'm so dumb. I completely forgot about the human merchants. Don't leave yet. Things kind of happened while you were here. Okay. Okay, let's trade. Hello, Adney. My processor is very beefy. My medium-sized fortress can still handle it for now. Can merchants be vampires? Probably. I'm thinking our vampire is one of our visitors. Actually. For those wondering how taxing streaming is on my processor, OBS is currently reporting that it's using 0.9% of my processing power. Okay. Let's just jam everything in here. Not our water skins. Not our backpacks or quivers. More thinks of Santa Torch jokes. We'll have to read some more of the engravings we have about Santa Torch jokes. She's like a human woman who has somehow become like the emblem of my fortress. My dwarves love her, whoever she is. Okay, let's see what we can get for 2 grand worth of dwarf bucks, and I might throw some extra stuff on there if we want. The humans have brought nothing so exciting yet. I should look to see if they have any books. Let's do that. Come down here. No books that I see. Did I ever get any soap made? I don't know. I can buy all of your yarn. I don't know how to make it myself very well. Buy some puffer fish. That sounds like a terrible idea. Let's buy your cloth. And I do need I do need bags. I can buy some bags rather than make them, even though it'd be trivial to make them. They got horse cheese, it seems. I've heard horse milk is like richer than cow's milk. Let's see, where's your cheese at? I would like to peruse your cheeses. Okay. We're done here. Now you can leave. Okay. And now our fortress is no longer out in the world. We have a fair amount of wood. I'm going to go here and we're going to add task. We're going to go to wood. And we're going to go to bone. We're going to make bone bolts on repeat. And whoever's a bone crafter can find wherever the bones are on my map and start making bone bolts. So that whenever they stop doing that, they can make wooden bolts. Till we have 200 of them. Anyways, as we were. Let's build a coffin. Build 2 coffins. And then let's go to our crafts dwarf shop. And go to, and I have to remember how to do this. By remember, I mean look up. I need to figure out how to make a memorial out of a slab so that we can memorialize our dead guy. Okay. Engrave memorial slab. Well, who am I memorializing? Datan Bozy Buffon. Okay. 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 Some migrants have arrived. Don't know why they showed me that screen for that, but they did. Okay, now we have to name this lever the pit solver. And we'll name this the pit solver as well. And we're going to link this up to the pit solver. Okay. While all that's happening, I'll look at Dwarf Therapist. Look at by migration wave. And we'll take a look at our new dwarves. This person claims to have killed 72 goblins. My god. And they don't have any of the other hallmarks of a vampire. Got a legendary bone carver and a legendary woodcrafter. Worthless. Get any more? I don't think so. We got a legendary bookbinder as well. Or great bookbinder, not legendary. So this person must have just sat in a sniper's nest shooting goblin after goblin. Okay. Now that we've got that done, we want to build another bridge. I want it to raise that way. Build it out of Nice. I'm going to build another lever. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to build a gate that will allow us to go in and out if we want to collect corpses. Most of them are troll slayers. We only have one who has killed many goblins. And the merchants are leaving. So let's go to the trader gate. Pull that lever. Let's go to... I want to put all of this in there. Ooh, we got a breeding pair of Rutherers. I also should go to this door and keep that keep tightly sealed so that the chicks cannot pass through it on their own. In fact, we'll do this actually so that chick can go back inside. Let's go to our interior pasture. Pasture this lamb and that water buffalo. And we once again want to build another G, a bridge. Let it raise. Build trap lever. We'll build it over. Put it over here again. Another thing I should do is build G wall. I'm swimming in rock salt blocks now. And this way I can put a door in front of our refuse pile so that people won't walk by the corpses and become upset. Speaking of, use for burial, do not allow pets. Use for burial, do not allow pets. Build slab, Alt S. We'll build the memorial slab for the guy who went missing. This is new music. I haven't heard this one yet. It's funky. Okay. And this will be our pit gate. So, this will be fun. I positioned that gate correctly. Put a door there as well. Our butchers cannot keep up with all of this. They've been skeletonized. Somebody shot a peregrine falcon, though. Oh, it's a crundle. That's what they were hunting out there, were crundles. Which are like little imp things. Go ahead and go into planning mode. Start building some more coffers. Still don't know where what that coffer was that that person was carrying. Also, I should check to see if that dwarf bone... I also need to dig more living quarters. Let's go ahead and do that. That will make some lines here. I think we did place the slab. After I do this, I'll go take a gander. Now, placing these horizontally to each other and not directly on top of each other is a little space inefficient. So I shouldn't do that, yeah. Because I can actually dig down here just fine. I stole this bedroom design a long time ago from the Dwarf Fortress wiki. And we'll actually have this one go in the other direction. Just to spice it up a little bit. Two, five, six. Okay. It's just a really space-efficient design that also you can plan it out using entirely the shift move ability. I'm not that big into fractals. Fractals are alright. If you love fractals, that's good for you. Yeah, that's 6. And then you can see how... Ah, hello, Ger. I hate these 7s. I wish you could disable these stupid things. And who knows, maybe we'll find some fun minerals out here. Well, not fun minerals, but something useful maybe. Bam. There's a bedroom for over 80 dwarves and just yeah, Alt P turns them off. Like but as soon as I leave the designation and go back into it, bam, they're back. So yeah, you can sort of see how I've switched the chirality of this bedroom design where they're the same structure but just mirrored, kind of. That should get my diggers a working. Okay, let's go to military. Go to supplies. But no, we'll go to military and we'll go to ammunition. And we'll tell our hunters to only use wood bolts. And we'll... These are for... Okay. We'll tell our hunters to use wooden bolts, and we'll tell our archers to train with wood bolts. I remember this causing problems in the past, but I'm willing to try it. Yeah, with a bigger bedroom, size is the easiest way to influence a room's value. Uh, here's the basic idea behind these rooms. Is you get room for a bed, room for a cabinet, room for a coffer, and then you have a place in the back that you can stick a statue. So if I really wanted to make all of these dwarves really happy, I would just commission like 200 statues and stick a statue in every dwarf's room. Plus, I have a legendary stone engraver. Who makes masterwork engravings everywhere. Yeah, hotel art for dwarves. I think it's time to try out our fun stuff. If this actually, that's very dangerous. I should dig this out. Build a wall here. Because if the dwarf, as they're leaving from pulling the lever, walks here and then down, they can be standing on top of the on top of the gate, and it will fling them this way and kill them. Okay. Looking like we're all ready to go. So we're going to go up here and we're going to just quickly make sure that those are okay. Let's go to this pit. Let's find our... Let's pit our Etten. See what happens. Worst comes to worst, a dwarf gets killed and the Etten escapes and gets caught in another cave trap. A fisher dwarf comes. And threw our Etten down a hole. Yep, it was indeed the Etten who has the dwarf bone artifact. And she, her left neck is running with Ably Esteem Goal, the breach of controlling's Etten blood. So yeah, we have down here a pit. And now, we'll go to squads. We'll come to the turquoise gleams. And they're gonna kill this Etten. she gets her etany blood everywhere. Oh. She died. She must have died from her wounds before that happened. So we'll come to our squad. Or did one of my dwarves shoot her? I don't know. Anyways, now we can get in there and get the treasures from within. Although not yet. Let's go to squad. We'll come to the turquoise gleams, and we're going to station them. We're going to station them up here. Okay. Come up here. Let's do it again. Somebody should come throw that troll down the pit. Up, and now they shoot at her. This is actually a much better way to train your marks dwarves than to shoot with targets, is to use live targets. And there we go. I can cancel their order. Pull the lever. Oh, that's cute. Utak Uzumasud has become an administrator because they must have been a peasant before they were a military dwarf, but they learned the organization skill from organizing training procedures, and as a result, their civilian jobs now administrator. Okay, so our goal here was finding a way to dispose of creatures we catch in our cave traps, while also finding a way to train our marks dwarves, because training with archery targets takes a really long time and has low effectiveness, but shooting on live targets has a really is really effective. So I make myself a little pit where I keep my animals I've caught, and we throw them down a hole into a zone where my archers can then shoot at them. And then after they're dead, we can open up the place and collect their treasures. And anything that falls into the thing that I don't feel like killing with the archers, I can then pull the big pit solver lever, and the bridge will destroy any creature and any detritus that remains in there. In fact, I think I'm going to... We'll unforbid these. We'll forbid the troll corpse. And we're going to get ourselves an artifact. Etome lead. And after, what is that guy doing? Oh, he's gathering stone. And after they gather etome lead, we'll close the gate again and then problem solve. I don't think trolls are regenerators in this game. The only regenerator I can think of are hydras. So that moved along swimmingly. Why are these constructions inactive? Anyways, it's also time to recruit more people into our military, because we have more civilians now. Let's look back at, I'll turn the music up a tad bit. Seems to be quite quiet in Obs. Also one thing I should do. I've made a small change in the settings in Obs. Okay, let's look at our military. And once again, we're going to sort it by sex, even though that's not cool. Some of our dwarves are not covered up. I gotta see if Cattle is a vampire. Yeah, Kettle's not a vampire. Okay. I'm pretty sure our vampire was somebody who was passing through. They've killed 372 goblins and 1 warthog. So I don't mind putting women on my hunter squad. And yeah, you can see Nil has become a better crossbow dwarf. Or better marks dwarf. From just shooting that troll. We have some excellent marks dwarves over here. So Besmar, Shet, Beth Stakud, and Lor Gimitskogen are both rank 5 marks dwarves. So let's recruit them. Make sure they're not good at anything else either. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, dwarven daycares would be a fun thing to do. That'd be a really good activity zone. And you don't have to segregate. You have to segregate for efficiency, yeah, because if your women bring their babies into battle, they become very sad when the babies die. So we are adding Besmar and Lore. Jim Sitkogan. And we'll go up to 8 people in each squad. That'll give us 16 who, after wrestling for months, forced them to marry each other. I didn't know that. Ooh, Zasset Rimstarzuden has killed some goblins. Only 4, though. So we'll add Zazit and Munam as well. That Munam Nakutdusum. Yep. Munam and Olan. Okay, so we got 8 people in our... I'm still in Dwarf Therapist, but I'm also doing stuff in Dwarf Fortress. We got 8 Marks Dwarves. It's time to add some melee dwarves. Let's take a look. Let's sort by nothing first. Okay, Ongits can go in. We have an Olan and a Stozu. Okay, we'll add Kogan Toastumas. Because they're also a pretty good armor user. Hold on. Is this guy already in my squad? Yeah, he is. He's already in my squad. Why wasn't he showing up? Okay, so Rimtar is coming in. A furnace operator. Our ex-dwarves. Ongit. A farmer. And our hammer dwarfs. Olan. Olan Ignisted. Oh, actually, wait. Might not be Olan. No, it can be Olan. Olan's not our best weaponsmith. We somehow have a Grandmaster and Legendary +2 weaponsmith. Okay, it's enough Dwarf Therapist. So, that'll give us 8 people in each squad. Let's go to uniforms. I think I have Wrestlers set as my uniform for my melee dwarves. So let's change that. Let's add a uniform. And we're going to want to specify mail shirts, breastplate, helm, gauntlets, low boots, because we can't make high boots for whatever reason. This is going to be replace clothing and material, metal. Okay. We're going to name this uniform Metal Melee. Then we want to go to how do I apply uniforms, by the way? Muscular knives. Assign uniform. I want these guys to be metal melee. Yep, so these guys use metal archers. These guys use metal melee. So now they'll start weapon training. Somebody has just dropped a whole bunch of clothing on the ground in the temple. Somebody stripped nude in the temple. Well, I can understand that. Okay. All we have in here is some troll, some vomit. Let's pull the levers. Nothing new down here. Pull the lever again. That should crush the troll corpse. It flung the Etten corpse somewhere. Oh, it flung the Etten corpse up here and embedded it into the fortification. That's funny. You're prioritizing glass and magma, so you're just naked wrestler and one guy who brought his own mace. Let's go to control name, Adam, garbage compactor. Link up to bridge. Okay. What is that? Oh, I know what it is. Whenever anybody switches to their military uniform, they just strip nude. Because their military uniform is over clothing. Why do they do this? Oh, I know why. They can't get up there. Apparently have a ton of graphite. Okay. That should get them going. Also should... I should find a way of getting up and down here. I'm gonna have to sacrifice bedroom quality, I think. I will remove... won't remove it. Remove these these instructions, and we'll build up and down stairs. Okay. So we're digging away here. Nothing down in the traps, just a little spider, a spider and about. Cave spiders cannot get caught in traps, though. Look at all those chickens. Don't know what's going to happen to that Etten corpse. It won't cause that many problems, I don't think. Worst comes to worst, it rots and creates some miasma. Yeah, the Etten is... What it is the Etten got flung when the bridge was activated, and it flung the Etten's corpse inside the fortification. So imagine a wall with a groove dug into it, with a giant's corpse just embedded into it. Oh, that's one thing I should do. Oh, God. I hate this. This screen. I love this butt rock. This is like the most intimidating screen in Dwarf Fortress. Okay. So, I'm changing the order so that instead of having 3 people practice at any one time, we have 5 people practicing at one time. Yeah, this is the M for military, S for schedule. This is the military schedule page, and I've used it to make an order where train 5 minimum is on every squad every month, so that every month 5 dwarves there'll always be 5 dwarves training in our military. I just wanted to check and see if our depot is okay. So now our places up here are accessible, which means I can floor this off. And I have to build some temp floors here. And to show that they're temp, we'll make them out of wood. We're going to build C upstairs. We're going to build an upstairs here. Out of rock salt blocks. One moment. Okay, glad to see that my self-made mute button works. Okay. I build some upstairs here. That'll lower the value of these bedrooms, but I don't care. Let's pull this lever. Actually, this isn't smart. These should not be the... And it should be this one, actually. Oh! My traps have finally worked over here. What do we catch? Some warthogs. Excellent. Okay, I also need to do this. Use... Okay, no. Muscular knives. You only train in here. And then in here... Make a barracks. Barracks for the muscular knives. You can sleep individual equipment, squad equipment. As we want them training outside. Okay. The reason being that I want my dwarves training out in the sunshine, but I want them to sleep and store their crap on the inside. Okay. New zone. Dump. And we will DB dump. Dump everything here. This is a memorial to Datan Mozebifan. This is the resting place of Eden Mishkavan. Nesbeth Alm. Now let's make some more coffins. Make 5 of them. And our dwarves come swarming out to dump these corpses and also build these. Okay, so we want to build seawall. I want to get these walls rebuilt. I want to build upstairs. I want to build downstairs. Okay. We're coming right along. So these barracks I thought were done, they're almost done. The game's lagging out? Okay. Stopped lagging out. Our boy is cranking out. Actually, let's go here. I should go to ammunition. I need to use these bone bolts that I have. Oh, no, there we go. Now we'll use the bone bolts that my bone carvers are making. These are all forbidden. I'm gonna have to unforbid them. Maybe they'll dump them. Yep, now they come out in swarms. Oh, they must be collecting the troglodyte bones. What on earth were they doing? Oh, they came out to collect this stuff. Okay. That's so weird. I don't know what they're doing. There's like a dwarf. There's like a there's a DF hack thing that makes them automatically dump worn clothing, like clothing that's very worn. I guess all this stuff is just going to stay out here forever. In any case, we can go. They can pull the lever and destroy the stuff there. Make sure to remove the dump zone. EB, remove dump. Remove it on that. On that. Remove it on that. Okay. Because the clothing that has X's in front of it is varying states of tattered. And speaking of, I'm going to look at Dwarf Portrait, Dwarf Therapist, and quickly look to see who needs clothing. Most of our people are doing pretty good. We need a lot more armor, though. So, let's look. I have some good armor smiths, right? I have a really good armor smith. And most of our people are pretty happy. And it looks like some people might have gotten in a fight with that troll and gotten a little hurt, but that's fine. So we need armor. Time to look. D, stocks, bars. How much steel do I have? 60 steel bars. Now, a lot of iron. Well. Looks like we're mostly missing greaves, so let's make 16 steel greaves. What else am I mostly missing? We need some mail shirts. Helmets as well. Let's just start making steel everything. Okay. We're going to get some armor built for everyone. And let's go ahead and not that. Let's get some weapons built too. So I'm sending out order for steal everything. Except make some copper crossbows as well. Q and N. We'll remove these floors we made. Or D and N, yeah. We have somebody who's getting sick. One of our masons throwing up from being outside. can't quite steal things, but there is something dwarves can do. We might do that once we have a military going good. Reps out here still doing okay. Let's look at our... Okay, what do we got? 3 male warthogs. Well, that's probably nothing super special. I might just throw them down the pit and shoot them. A giant olm, a mongoose. That one we bought, so that's a tame one. Giant cave swallow and a breeding pair of rutherers. It might be time to try some animal training. Okay. Let's go up. Let's go around to here. Go ahead and this dug out. And let's build a animal training zone. Doesn't have to be this big. We'll make it 5 by 5 in the pipe. Actually, I have to put these. And we're going to try training up those rutherers. Because rutherers can make valuable livestock. Build some more walls. Okie dokie. How are our orders coming along? They've made 1 pair of steel greaves. Okay. Did we catch another warthog? Let's put a pile in here for armor. We'll come to this pile, change settings, also include weapons, but not trap components. And armor. Forbid other material. So this will be only for metal armor and for weapons. Then over here, we'll make an ammo pile. Yep, and change setting. We'll disallow bins. Then we'll go to our warehouse place. I think get rid of this one. Destroy that stockpile, and then this stockpile will allow extra bins. Actually, allow every kind of one in here. Then this will give to this stockpile. Take from magma forges. And that means that this ammo stockpile will store ammo in bins and will take from the workshop, and then people will take ammo from this pile and store it in this stockpile for our Marks dwarves to have easy access to. Anything interesting happening? We've caught a fair amount of creatures in our underground trapping thing. We're setting up some breeding programs for that. And my traps I set forever ago over here have also been pretty successful. We're catching a lot of warthogs. I accidentally annihilated one of my own people with they were standing on a bridge as I had ordered it opened, and they were crushed. So I got a sword dwarf killed that way, and they are now entombed over here. Actually, not even entombed. Datan Mospifan left no body due to being atomized. Thus, we had to make a memorial to that. I think they're still listed as missing. Yeah. Everything else seems to be doing pretty okay, though. Let's get some cabinets built. What is that? Oh, it's a figurine of dwarves. Yeah. I dug out another living quarters area, and we'll start populating that relatively soon. Oh, we're out a flux stone. Okay, here's one thing I can show off. If I go into the DF hack window, which I guess I can show quickly. This is the DF hack command line window. You can enter some useful commands in there, and if I go dig exp ladder, it makes this happen. And this is a DF hack command for exploratory mining. And it makes a very big digging grid, which I will just have to find a way to make my dwarves pierce. And the easiest way is just to Of course, I don't want to dig all of this because some of these mine shafts I don't want breached. Like this one. This is where our well goes into the bottom. I kind of want to keep these segregated as well. So we'll just that around them. Everything else I think is fine though. And this will keep my diggers busy for a fair amount of time. I love this song. Oh yeah, there's some other options for dig exp. It's somewhere. You can make it turn. You can turn this pattern 90 degrees to the side. There's other exploratory digging patterns. It's the one that I go with. This is the easiest to remember. There we go. And this will get my dwarves a dig-a-liggin. And this digging pattern will actually reveal every tile on the map. The reason why it's a command. What do you guys think of Moses Ink Paddle? Should I let them reside in Lone Hall for the purposes of eradicating monsters? Somebody says yes. Okay, sure. You're in, buddy. Which means I should go to my melee squad, probably. Let's look at them. Who was it? Was it this guy? That's a Marks dwarf. Yep. It's this guy. Moses, it's time to join the... Time to join the archery squad. Now that's the bad thing. Moses isn't actually a citizen yet. They have to live here for a while before they become a citizen. So really all Moses wants to do We got a food? That's not good. How did that happen? We have a lot of... We should have a ton of plump helmets. It's quarry bush leaves. Yeah, we should have a ton of food. The quarry bush leaves aren't maybe edible on their own, though. So let's turn off cooking for everything except... Don't want to cook any of our tallow. The milk... Okay. Right. Don't cook the cassavas. So we're going to go to here and just prepare easy meal on repeat. Why is there no food available? Okay, we're gonna go designate plant. We're gonna gather a ton of plants. This will take like a really long time to gather, and in fact, I will go to plant gathering and find any dipshits who currently don't have a job and turn on plant gathering for them. Should be food available though. There's... I guess I'll turn on hunting and fishing. Oh, the chicks. Oh, that's an excellent idea, TK Cat. Do I have a lot of poults? Yeah. Need food? I know where we can get food. We can cook biscuits out of, Can you not eat cassavas? I honestly don't know what a cassava is. Oh, only the plant is edible when cooked and can be brewed in a cassava. So yeah, you do have to... That's why we ran out of food. Because you have to cook cassavas to eat them. It's a root. They're like yams. Okay. And quarry bush leaves you have to cook to eat as well. Why are we out of plump helmets, though? Like, I should just have a field full of plump helmets. Let's build another plot. Means that, we're actually going to... Actually, let's just go ahead and do this, too. Dig around the wall. The wall only has to be there to, Oh, our diggers are busy, though. That's good. Well... we'll toggle all of this designation. Also, I should probably just destroy all the designation that wants to be here around the volcano. How many farmers do I have? That is a good question. 3, and 1 is a grandmaster and 1 is an accomplished grower. Oh, the... Okay, SoundSense was playing twice for some reason, annoying the crap out of me. I restart it, so we're not gonna have any sound for a second. So that'll get us our dwarves at digging out here faster. Should make a hotkey for this. Go set this as hotkey 6. I have no idea what that message means. Equipment mismatch. I think it's whenever a hunter is also an archer. Okay. Whenever somebody decides to get this plot built. But we should have a ton of... Yeah, our cook is at the... chomping at the bit. Actually, I'm going to do this. True Sound Sense. This game has wonderful music. There we go. Who just dumped that on the freaking ground? Somebody just left a piece of hen skin on the ground. Anyways. Don't know why nobody is... They probably won't dig that because of pile X. Orders, refuse. Okay, that'll make somebody move that refuse out of the way so I can dig that out of the way. We're going to build a plot down here. We're going to build a door. And again, we're going to make some cage traps. In case one of these Rutherers gets out. We're going to set this up as a training zone for... we are going to put into this zone the Rutherers. Actually, wait a second. No. That might be... How do I... If I do that, that'll release them from their cages. You Google this. How do I do this? I want to try something like this. We're going to go to build and then cage. We're going to build a cage in here. And we're going to put our Rutherer in it. We're going to do it again with this one. That should work. We're going to start planting prickleberries. We ran out of food because my main crops were cassava melons and worry bushes, and it turns out you have to cook those to eat them. So I'm bored of this. We're just going to. Oh, that's why I'm a dipshit. That happens a lot. Outpost liaison is here. Okay. But our guys are adrenalinating. Now let's build a floor. The only real purpose for that wall is to keep people from passing by the refuse pile without seeing corpses, so I don't need to do that. Because now I can go back down to here, designate, toggle designation, start, dig back up here, looking for marble. I'm out of flux stone. Yep, I didn't know what cassava was. I thought it was a melon. But actually it's like a root. Haven't caught any more creatures out here. What's my mason doing? Sleeping. Okay. All the merchants have arrived. Well, dwarves can live through cyanide poisoning in this game. Because there are minerals that are cyanide in this game that dwarves can, like, drink out. Like orpiment. Like, orpiment is a toxic material, and dwarves can... That's just fine. We're going to pile, and we're going to X. We're going to leave that for now. One last floor. We'll be done with our barracks for real this time. Do you want 2,000 chicks? Yeah, we're going to go to pile. We're going to go to X, because we're going to get rid of this refuse pile. And we're going to make another refuse pile. Make it to take up all of this spot, and we're going to go to it. And we shall allow corpses as well. Okay, let's discuss your situation. I need to find out what that world info is. Give me leather. Give me cloth. Give me robes, tunics, coats, vests, and cloaks. Give me caps, gloves, and mittens. Socks and shoes, trousers. Some of this stuff, why not? All the marble you can carry, because I think you can have limestone as well. All the limestone and marble. Do you have dolomite? Doesn't seem like it. And some leather bags. That's what we want. Yep, sure. They want windows and prepared meals and earrings. Oh, speaking of, we have to make rings. Wrong. Let's make 5 iron rings. No, we don't need to do that. Make 5 silver rings. We actually have silver. So let's go down to our trading zone and request our trader and start doing our crafts. Without a boom and shot. I love boom and shot though. It's my favorite. So this dig is going. I haven't seen any marble yet. I found marble on this floor. Kind of cheat and peep where marble is with the caverns, but I don't actually want to dig into the caverns. want that. Now I have to do this. Oh no. That message, cancels, get drink, item lost or destroyed. I think that just means they dropped their cup they were drinking out of. This galena? Anybody at home know what galena is the ore of? Oh. The fishermen's shops were completely full of turtle shells. Yep, it's of lead and silver. It's both in this game, actually. So the fishery must have been absolutely just stuffed with turtle shells. Actually, no, I shouldn't do this. We should go pile X. The dump. Lame. Oh, well, actually, we'll go to our crafts dwarf workshop and we'll go to make shell crafts on repeat. That'll make our bone carver do some work. But we'll go down here. And we're going to forbid some of these turtle shells. The reason being that we want to keep turtle shells in our existence in case somebody wants them. Okay, let's trade. Crafts dwarf was working, making stuff. Another thing is Santa torch jokes. Okay. Let's take their stuff. Limestone. They didn't bring much, did they? In terms of limestone. The movement of animals in the time of my ancestors. This might actually be useful. Yeah, these are manuals. Reading manuals will actually give you knowledge of creatures. Can I just make this trade? Yeah, I can. Okay. And let's go ahead and cheat. Let's completely steal all of the wealth from this trader by just making some iron serrated discs. going to need to make it... Okay, I'm going to have to do this. Only does not allow this stuff. Just for these, just to make sure. Because we're going to be swimming in turtle shells for a while. Yeah, trap components are just completely overpowered when it comes for trading. You'll see why when we actually get some done. What are my miners doing? What was that? No ammunition. Got it. They're getting some drinks. And my miner is harvesting some plants. The migrants have arrived. Harvesting plants doesn't quite mean that... It just means that they passed by the... Harvesting plants just means they passed by farms when there was something to gather. And picked it up, which is actually useful for your dwarves to do. It trains them in farming without having them affect the output of your crops. Get some more bedrooms built. That should be sufficient for now. We're out here looking for marble. Okay. Now I'm going to try something I rarely do. I have a bunch of people with animal training enabled. I have this as a pasture, right? Yeah, I should also set it as an animal training zone. Let's go to Z. Animals. Search. Rutherer. Select trainer. Any unassigned trainer. Search. Rutherer. Select trainer. Any unassigned trainer. Is that how you do this? Yeah, we caught some giant monsters, and we're going to... Yeah, cats are listed as uninterested because they adopt dwarves, not the other way around. I've set my Rutherers to be trained, I think. I don't know how to do this. Let's just see what happens. They're almost done building this, which I can start. What is a Rutherer? Let's look at them. They're one of the biggest creatures. Z animals. I can't actually look at them in here. Well, sorry. huge monster with an enormous tail covered with thick fur. They run on 4 legs and can be found deep under the earth. And this one is heavily wounded. That's okay, though. I think wounded animals can still breed, and that's really all we need out of them. Speaking of... duckling and a new chick. We've caught a lot of warthogs. And our other pasture. I should probably do something with these warthogs. Well, things mostly seem to be working all right. I don't see any flux stone in here. Except there's some marble over here. What are my miners doing? It's always a question I find myself asking. One of them has no job. Oh, I knew what it is. I had somebody who was set as both a miner and a hunter, which you can't have. You can't have a hunter set as a... like, woodcutting, hunting, and mining are all mutually exclusive. And I'm out of, I appear to be out of steel bars. So we're going to get lots of message spam. Okay. Time to begin removing the scaffolding. I have to remove these, and then I'll remove these wooden ramps, and then I'll remove these wooden ramps, and then my fortress will not be that accessible. I should also go to this... I don't know. Somebody's drinking at the well. Do we have drinks? We have lots of drinks. Don't cook any of it. Don't kick my drinks. Blood amaranth. I have tons of seeds. The macadamia cut nuts you can cook. Yeah. What's that? Is that a wombat? Mongoose. How do I do that? I don't know how to train animals. Somebody's going to have to teach me at some point. I'll look it up between stream. Speaking of, I should probably end this stream. I've been going for 3 hours. Cripes. Well, this is just the kind of game you can just fall into. Yeah, I'll let somebody collect that stone block, but that ramp we can remove. That ramp I should have removed a long time ago. Yeah, that's how it works. I just don't know how to get my dwarf to actually go do it. I've set the Rutherers. I've got them built in cages right now because I didn't know how to. Like they're in. I've got the cages built as builts. Basically, my question is, how do I move the Rutherers' cages? Like, can I put a creature in a pasture while keeping them caged? That one is that something you can do? Like, if I go to if I do that, they're going to get out of their cage. Taming. I want to tame these two Rutherers. And you do that by training them, right? I have a breeding pair, and I would like to try it. Because I know they produce a lot of meat. Because they're so huge. And I've got them. I've got the cages built in a room. I've got the cages built because that's the only way I know how to move cages that will keep the occupants inside of them. I've got them in the animal screen. I had set them to be trained. Maybe I should assign a trainer to them. Like, let's see. Who's an animal training guy I have that's not doing anything? Mesbeth Inkozas. You're not doing anything. And you... Sibrick Odomanmas. Yep, Sidric. A Sibrick. Okay, I had set them to any unassigned trainer, but it didn't. They must have now been assigned to do a task at that moment. I've manually assigned 2 different animal trainers to both Rutherers. And we'll have to keep an eye on if they actually come and train them. Oh, merchants will be leaving soon. Quickly. If I can steal some bit from them with some of my serrated iron discs. I probably should just make a passel of serrated iron discs just so that they are, I can have traps with them. Yeah, my trainers are all not very good, so it's going to take a while to, train the Rutherers. But when you train them, their offspring are more trained than the parents were, right? Like you can sort of domesticate them that way. Yeah, serrated iron discs are OP. Serrated discs and spiked balls are both worth too much money. I'm gonna buy them out for one item because my weaponsmith is halfway decent. A lot of people consider I don't need turtle leather. I want to have tons of turtle leather. A lot of people consider trap components like an exploit. Like your first trade caravan, if you want to make lots of stuff from your first trade caravan, just have your carpenter make wooden spiked balls. Because look at all this stuff we're going to get for one iron discs. Buy some bags. I want to buy a bunch of clothing. Oh, the trader's at a loss now. Well, I can go unbuy some of my leather I picked. They didn't exactly bring all the clothing that I wanted, but they brought some clothing. I just asked them to bring all the leather they could, and I shouldn't have. I was doing it hastily. I want that spider silk, though. I'm gonna have to give up something, though. There's no way they're gonna... Giant earthworm leather. No way they're gonna go for this, right? Oh! Okay, maybe they did go for it. Alright, well... Trader no longer needed. Thank you. Okay, so it might be a few generations before our Rutherers. Well, one of them seems to have escaped their cage. I can recapture it easily just by unforbidding that door, but... One of them is heavily injured, the male. Oh! The Rutherer is trained. It must be because Rutherers are cave animals, and dwarves just natively know how to train cave animals. So let's assign... Oh, they're both trained. Okay, well, let's assign the, Rutherers to that pasture. And to let them breed. Nothing else from here. We have so many warthogs, I don't even know what I want to do with all of them. I might just throw them down the pit and use them for target practice, to be quite honest. Yeah, because you can see this Ruther is quite harmed. I hope that even though most of his legs are broken, he can still mate, though. Okay, for real, though, I need to switch these around. There we go. How's our dig coming? Found a modicum of marble. So there's got to be more marble around here somewhere, and if not, I'll dig around here. One thing we can do... do that. We'll make some more copper picks and make some more miners. Yep, and there's the great tortoise moving. Why are some of them yellow? Oh, there's oranges there. Okay. But, okay, one last thing before I cut the stream. I'm gonna make sure we don't have any unhappy dwarves. Our unhappiest dwarf is at 2.6k stress. Yeah, I've definitely had that happen before. I have 3 injured dwarves. I don't know how long they've been injured. Was it from the troglodyte attack? Or was it from the troll? I don't know. But, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's make 24 rock statues. We're going to make these barracks really nice to look for our dwarves, for our military dwarves, and then we're going to finish building roads in it so that we have so many. Can we get some bins in here? Can you store turtle shells in bins? And barrels? So we might have some Rutherers tamed. At least for now. Worst comes to worst, they can just get recaptured. Hopefully they'll breed, and we'll have some wild ones, some unwild ones. These are louse. Okay. Go ahead and smooth all this. Okay. So, what did we accomplish today? Well, we ran into a food shortage and then ceased it. I want to go to kitchen. I don't want to cook any of these yet. The only I'm just going to uncook everything and then set Savas to be cookable and the... Oh, are we already out of quarry bush leaves? We have tons and tons of quarry bush leaves. No tallow to be cookable. Everything else is cookable. We got our we finished our barracks today. And if I can probably remove this as well, because my dwarves can get up here without help. It's just the ramps help them. We finally finished our barracks, our outside barracks, and we encountered problems down in the caverns, but we did catch some good creatures. We built our pit, which is currently just stock full of, oh boy, do I have a breeding pair of mongooses? I do. We have ourselves a mongoose party, but we also have all of these warthogs. And I do not know if warthogs are worth training. Okay, warthogs are grazers. So warthogs are not good for training. Not good for breeding. So it's likely that these warthogs are going to be thrown down a pit and then shot. Train our dwarves. Speaking of, is, yep. Our unexpected visitor of the day, Abel Anurthral Ostikas, the Etten that invaded our fortress. Her fate was to be captured in a cage, thrown down a hole, have her legs broken, shot, and then flung with such force that her corpse was embedded into a fortification wall, where it will probably remain. Probably means I should pull the lever. That means I won't be able to shoot them from this level, but I can easily shoot them from this level. So, we got our refuse pile sorted out. The next time, I think what we need to do is we need more steel, and to make more steel, we need more marble. So we need to find marble either here or on another layer, and then we'll be making more steel, so we can finish kitting out our military and wonderful steel weapons and armors. And then, it's just waiting until something interesting happens. I might explore some of the caverns. I might start building stupid projects. One thing that's always fun to do is this entrance. Oh. Need to build some bookcases. Okay. We need to build some bookcases so that we can store these books that are in the trader depot still, just hanging around in there. But, those guys doing? Nope, those are, yeah. Taking the, that's my place there. Anyways. We need to get some more things built here. I have these, we might also try sending our military squads out to do some fun stuff. But for now, I've been playing for a long time. This is the kind of game where once I start playing, I am just going to keep on playing. So, maybe next time's project will maybe making a siege divergence, which will be, if we ever come under attack, I can lure the attackers via building an offshoot of this. It'll take them on a very long, circuitous route full of traps and fortifications and places for my dwarves to await them in combat. But for now, good night, everybody. Wait, let's say something if I save game. Actually, I know what we can do for next time. But you won't. Good night, everybody.